Senior women, let me start with a question that may surprise you. Have you ever used castor oil on your skin faithfully, consistently, and still notice that wrinkles deepen, skin stays thin, or collagen just doesn't seem to come back? Here's what's really going on inside your body. And it's not a lack of effort on your part. Castor oil has been praised for generations for skin, health, circulation, and healing. And yes, it has benefits. But the biggest mistake I see senior women make is using castor oil alone and expecting it to reverse age-related skin changes. That's like watering a plant without fixing the depleted soil underneath. Because after 50, and especially after menopause, your skin is no longer just responding to what you put on it. It's responding to what's happening inside your metabolism, your hormones, and your connective tissue biology. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Your skin is like a mattress. When you're young, it's thick, elastic, and full of supportive springs, collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid. As estrogen declines and insulin resistance quietly rises, those springs weaken, the mattress sinks, wrinkles appear. Not because the skin is dry, but because the structural support underneath is collapsing. Castor oil can improve surface hydration and circulation, but it does not supply the lipid signals your aging skin needs to rebuild collagen. In some cases, it can even pull moisture out of deeper layers if used incorrectly. What the research shows is that mature skin requires specific fatty acids, anti-inflammatory signaling, and mitochondrial support to stimulate fibroblasts, the cells that make collagen. And here's the empowering part. When castor oil is paired with the right companion oil, it can shift from a surface remedy into a true collagen supportive tool, improving skin thickness, elasticity, and wrinkle depth over time. In today's talk, I'll show you why castor oil alone falls short for aging skin, the exact oil it must be mixed with, and why, how hormones, insulin, and liver health determine skin aging. A simple topical protocol senior women can use safely, and how to support collagen from the inside so your skin actually responds. If this topic matters to you and you care about aging with strength, confidence, and vitality, stay with me. This may change how you approach skin health entirely. And if this is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I share practical, science-based strategies like this every day to help you optimize your health naturally. Here's the first misunderstanding we need to clear up. Castor oil does not rebuild collagen on its own, especially in senior women. And the reason has everything to do with cell signaling, not dryness. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Collagen is produced by specialized cells in your skin called fibroblasts. When you're younger, these cells are highly responsive. They receive hormonal signals, especially estrogen, and metabolic signals from insulin, thyroid hormones, and healthy fats. When those signals are strong, fibroblasts stay active, producing thick, resilient collagen fibers. After menopause, that signaling environment changes dramatically. Estrogen drops, insulin resistance quietly rises, blood sugar spikes become more frequent, and fibroblasts enter what scientists call a low activity state. They don't stop working, but they become resistant to weak signals. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine fibroblasts like factory workers. When management is present, electricity is flowing, and raw materials are delivered. The factory runs efficiently. Castor oil is like polishing the factory floor. It improves circulation and surface comfort, but it doesn't turn the lights back on or restart production. Castor oil is composed primarily of ricinic acid, which is excellent for reducing inflammation and improving lymphatic movement. That's why people notice temporary softness or relief. But ricinoic acid does not strongly activate collagen-producing pathways, especially in estrogen-depleted skin. What the research shows is that aging skin requires polyunsaturated fatty acids and lipid mediators that directly influence cell membranes and mitochondrial activity. Without those fibroblasts simply don't hear the message to rebuild. There's another issue most people miss. Castor oil is thick and elusive. On younger skin, that can lock in moisture effectively. On thin postmenopausal skin used alone, it can actually create a barrier that limits deeper penetration of signaling lipids, especially when the skin's natural sebum production is already low. This is why so many senior women say, "I've used castor oil for months and nothing really changed." It's not because castor oil is bad, it's because it's incomplete. Now, here's the empowering part. When you combine castor oil with the right companion oil, you change how it behaves. You shift it from a surface hydrator into a delivery system. One that supports membrane repair, reduces glycation damage, and reactivates collagen signaling. But before I tell you exactly which oil does that and why, there's something important you need to understand about how your metabolism and hormones control skin aging. Because no topical oil works in isolation. If insulin is chronically elevated, if the liver is overloaded with toxins, if cortisol is high from poor sleep, your skin receives a message that says survival first, repair later, and collagen production gets shut down. If this explanation is helping you see your skin differently, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. I share clear root cause health strategies like this every day, especially for women navigating healthy aging naturally. Next, we'll talk about the one fatty acid castor oil lacks and the exact oil that restores collagen signaling in mature skin. Now, let's talk about the missing piece. The reason castor oil alone cannot communicate with aging skin. Here's what's really going on inside your body as we age. The problem isn't just that collagen breaks down faster. The bigger issue is that skin cells lose their ability to receive and respond to repair signals. This comes down to the health of the cell membrane. Every skin cell is surrounded by a membrane made largely of fats. These fats are not just structural, they are communication tools. They decide which signals get in, which get blocked, and whether the cell switches into repair mode or survival mode. Castor oil contains almost no linoleic acid, and that's the critical issue. What the research shows is that linoleic acid is one of the most important fatty acids for aging skin. It plays a direct role in strengthening the skin barrier, improving mitochondrial function inside fibroblasts, reducing inflammation-driven collagen breakdown, restoring membrane fluidity so signals can pass through. After menopause, linoleic acid levels in the skin drop sharply, sebum production declines, barrier function weakens, and skin becomes less responsive to topical treatments. This is why oils that worked at 35 suddenly stop working at 60. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your skin cell like a locked door with a keypad. Castor oil is like knocking gently. You may get a response, but it's inconsistent. Linoleic acid is the correct access code. When it's present, the door opens and the repair crew gets inside. Without it, collagen building instructions never reach the fibroblasts. This is why the companion oil matters more than the castor oil itself. The oil that consistently restores the signaling in mature skin is cold-pressed organic olive oil. Olive oil is rich in linoleic acid and polyphenols that improve insulin sensitivity at the skin level, protect collagen from oxidative stress, activate genes involved in tissue repair, improve absorption of thicker oils like castor oil. When olive oil is mixed with castor oil, something important happens. The olive oil thins the castor oil just enough to allow penetration while simultaneously delivering the fatty acids fibroblasts are missing. Castor oil improves circulation and lymphatic flow. Olive oil restores communication and repairs signaling. Together they work with aging physiology, not against it. This pairing is especially important for senior women because estrogen loss changes how oils are absorbed. Without linoleic acid, even the best oils sit on the surface and do very little. And this is why simply adding more oil never solves wrinkles. The skin doesn't need more lubrication. It needs better information. In the next section, we're going to connect this directly to metabolism, and I'll show you how insulin resistance and liver congestion silently accelerate wrinkles no matter what you apply topically. Now, we need to talk about something most skin conversations completely ignore: metabolism. Because here's the truth: wrinkles are not just a skin issue, they are a metabolic signal. Here's what's really going on inside your body. When insulin stays elevated, even mildly, sugar molecules begin attaching themselves to proteins like collagen. This process is called glycation. Glycated collagen becomes stiff, brittle, and fragmented. Instead of forming smooth, flexible support fibers, collagen turns into something more like dried rubber bands. No oil can fix that from the outside. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine collagen like fresh elastic threads holding a mattress together. Insulin spikes act like heat. They bake those threads until they lose stretch and snap. You can polish the mattress all you want, but the structure underneath keeps collapsing. This is why women who eat healthy but snack, frequently rely on carbohydrates, or eat late at night often notice crepey skin, deepening smile lines, sagging around the mouth and jaw, thinning skin on the neck and hands. What the research shows is that skin aging accelerates when insulin remains elevated and the liver becomes overloaded. Your liver is responsible for clearing excess hormones, detoxifying inflammatory compounds, activating nutrients needed for collagen synthesis. When the liver is burdened by sugar, alcohol, processed foods, or chronic stress, estrogen metabolites and inflammatory byproducts circulate longer in the bloodstream. The skin receives a message that says, conserve energy, don't rebuild. And collagen production slows even further. This is why topical oils work best only when metabolic signals are corrected. Here's the practical takeaway. If you want castor oil and olive oil to actually reduce wrinkles, you must lower insulin just enough to stop collagen damage. That doesn't require extreme dieting. A simple protocol that works beautifully for senior women is stop snacking between meals. Eat protein first at each meal. Finish dinner at least 3 hours before bed. Prioritize a 12 to 14 hour overnight fasting window. This gently lowers insulin, reduces glycation, and allows fibroblasts to re-enter repair mode. Now, here's where the topical protocol becomes powerful. When insulin is lower, linoleic acid can do its job, fibroblasts can respond, mitochondria can generate repair energy, and collagen synthesis can resume. If this is resonating, and you're starting to see how skin, hormones, and metabolism are deeply connected, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. I share daily practical strategies like this to help you age with strength and clarity. Next, I'll show you the exact topical protocol, ratios, timing, and application that senior women should use for visible improvement without irritating thin skin. Now that you understand why castor oil alone doesn't work and how metabolism sets the stage, let's talk about the exact topical protocol senior women should be using. Because with aging skin, how you apply oils matters just as much as what you apply. Here's what's really going on inside your skin. After menopause, the outer layer of the skin, the stratum corneum, becomes thinner and less acidic, blood flow slows, sebum production drops. This means aggressive treatments, heavy occlusion, or daily overuse of oils can actually backfire, leading to puffiness, clogged pores, or irritation. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of aging skin like dry, compacted soil. If you dump water on it all at once, it pools on the surface. But if you lightly moisten the soil first and then add nutrients slowly, everything absorbs properly. That's exactly how oil should be applied to mature skin. The correct oil ratio. The most effective ratio for senior women is 1 part castor oil to 2 parts cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil. This ratio matters. Too much castor oil blocks absorption, stresses thin skin, traps moisture at the surface. Too much olive oil reduces circulation benefits, weakens the anti-inflammatory effect. Together at this ratio, they work synergistically. Timing matters. Apply the oil at night, not in the morning. At night, cortisol drops. Blood flow shifts toward repair, skin cell turnover increases. This is when fibroblasts are most responsive. Application method, this is where most people get it wrong. Wash your face with warm, not hot water. Leave the skin slightly damp. Warm 3-4 drops of the oil blend between your fingers. Press gently into the skin. Do not rub aggressively. Focus on areas of thinning, cheeks, under eyes, neck, hands. Pressing activates lymphatic flow without stretching fragile tissue. Frequency. Use this protocol 3 to 4 nights per week, not daily. Skin needs rest days to rebuild its natural barrier. Overuse can signal inflammation, which works against collagen. What the research shows is that intermittent stimulation produces better tissue repair than constant stimulation, especially in aging systems. Now here's the key reminder. This oil blend does not force collagen production. It creates the conditions for collagen to return, and those conditions depend on hormones. Which brings us to the next crucial insight. Why estrogen decline changes how oils absorb and how senior women can restore signaling without hormone therapy. Let's keep going. This is a big one for senior women. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Estrogen is not just a reproductive hormone. It's a tissue repair signal in the skin. Estrogen activates fibroblasts, increases collagen thickness, improves blood flow, enhances absorption of beneficial fats. When estrogen declines after menopause, skin doesn't just lose collagen, it loses its ability to listen. This is why many senior women say, my skin feels dry no matter what I use. Products just sit on the surface. Nothing absorbs like it used to. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of estrogen like a volume knob. When it's turned up, repair signals are loud and clear. When it drops, the signal becomes faint. Oils, nutrients, even growth factors struggle to get through. This does not mean you need hormone replacement therapy to support your skin. What the research shows is that estrogen communicates through fat-based receptors, meaning certain fatty acids and plant compounds can gently activate similar pathways without altering hormone levels directly. This is where the castor oil and olive oil combination becomes even more powerful. Olive oil contains polyphenols that activate PP receptors, metabolic switches involved in fat metabolism, insulin sensitivity, and tissue repair. When these receptors are activated, skin cells behave more like they did in a high estrogen environment. Castor oil, on the other hand, improves circulation and lymphatic drainage, helping nutrients reach deeper layers of the skin. Together, they don't replace estrogen. They work around its absence. Here's another critical lifestyle piece most people miss. Sleep. Poor sleep raises cortisol. Cortisol directly blocks estrogen signaling at the tissue level. Even if your nutrition is perfect, chronic sleep deprivation tells the body repair is unsafe. A simple but powerful protocol. In bed by 10:30 p.m., no food 3 hours before sleep. Dim lights after sunset. This lowers cortisol and restores hormone communication, including in the skin. Now here's the key takeaway. If estrogen signaling is ignored, no oil works well. If estrogen signaling is supported naturally, even simple oils become powerful tools. In the next section, we'll bring everything together by supporting collagen from the inside. So topical treatments finally have something to work with. Because no matter how perfect your topical routine is, your skin cannot build collagen if the raw materials and internal signals are missing. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Collagen production is an energetic, expensive process. Fibroblasts need amino acids, vitamin coactors, and strong mitochondrial function to do their job. If the body senses nutrient scarcity, chronic stress, or inflammation, collagen is considered non-essential and it gets deprioritized. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of collagen like a home renovation. If your budget is tight and electricity is unreliable, you don't remodel. You just keep the lights on. Aging bodies do the same thing. When nutrients or energy are low, repair shuts down. This is why many senior women apply oils correctly and still plateau. The internal environment isn't giving the green light. What the research shows is that 3 internal factors matter most for collagen after 50. 1, protein timing, not just protein amount. Collagen is built from amino acids like glycine, proline, and lysine. But aging digestion absorbs protein less efficiently. A powerful strategy. Eat protein early in the day. Aim for 2-5-3-0 grams per meal. Prioritize eggs, fish, bone broth, and yogurt. This improves amino acid availability when fibroblasts are most active. 2, vitamin C in a low insulin environment. Vitamin C is required to cross-link collagen fibers, but high blood sugar blocks its uptake into cells. Best practice: vitamin C rich foods with meals. Avoid pairing with sugar or desserts, citrus, berries, kiwi, bell peppers. Low insulin allows vitamin C to enter skin cells properly. 3, mitochondrial support. Fibroblasts need energy. Without it, collagen synthesis stalls. Simple natural support: morning sunlight, gentle walking after meals, magnesium before bed. These restore mitochondrial signaling and reduce oxidative stress. Now, here's where everything clicks. When you lower insulin, support liver function, improve sleep and cortisol, provide collagen raw materials, your topical oil blend stops being cosmetic and becomes communicative. The skin finally gets the message. It's safe to rebuild. And this is why senior women who address skin aging from both sides, inside and out, see real changes, improved thickness, softness, elasticity, and reduced wrinkle depth over time. If this perspective is helping you rethink aging and skin health, consider subscribing. I share daily science-grounded strategies like this to help you optimize health naturally without medications. Now, let's bring everything together. Let's take a moment to pull everything together. Today you learned that wrinkles are not simply a surface problem. They are a signal about collagen communication, metabolic health, hormones, and energy availability. Castor oil on its own is not harmful, but it is incomplete for senior women. Aging skin doesn't need heavier products. It needs better biological instructions. When castor oil is mixed with cold-pressed olive oil, applied correctly, and supported by healthy metabolic signals, it becomes a tool that works with your physiology instead of against it. We talked about how collagen declines when insulin stays high, when the liver is overloaded, when estrogen signaling fades, and when sleep and stress quietly shut down repair. We also discussed something deeply empowering, that none of these changes are permanent. By lowering insulin through simple meal timing, supporting your liver, prioritizing sleep, and providing your body with the right proteins and nutrients, you create an internal environment where collagen can return. And when that internal environment improves, topical oils finally have something to work with. Here's your challenge. Pick one change from today, adjust your oil blend and application timing. Stop snacking and allow insulin to fall. Prioritize earlier protein intake. Improve your sleep rhythm. Try it consistently for 2 weeks and pay attention not just to your skin, but to your energy, clarity, and resilience. Because healthy aging isn't about fighting your body. It's about listening to it and giving it what it's been asking for. If this added value to your day, like the video and subscribe to join a growing community of people choosing to optimize their health naturally with clarity and confidence. Thank you for spending this time with